Welcome back to Idaho Today. I'm excited about this because Yellowstone is one of the most watched shows right now. Now, don't ask me about Yellowstone because I haven't seen it yet. I need to start it. I know. That's why I'm here. It's a modern take on a classic Western, following the lives of a complicated family of Montana ranchers, creating an epic, dramatic series that's taken viewers by storm. I need to become one of those viewers. Well, Idaho Press columnists April, Neale, and Mellisa had the opportunity to speak with one of the show's stars, Denim Richards. Let's take a look.
Joined by our entertainment guru, April Neale. And April, Yellowstone is a huge show. Like, everyone watches it.
It is, well, it's the top show. It ends stop. And I think Denim Richards would agree with me. And I'm so fortunate that he's joining us from Zambia. And I want to know more about why you're there. And, you know, the interview that we had for the Idaho Press was so telling, and I think that because we have such a limited amount of time, and I know you can't give us any spoilers about what's going to happen, because we all want to know what's going to happen before the mid-season finale. Talk about what you were mentioning to me, the skill level for all of you when you first joined the cast to where you are now after 5 seasons. And how much fun it is to go to Montana and be on set with all of your peers. Tell us about that.
Yeah, no, great question. Thank you again for having me. I'm super excited to, have this. I think it'll be a fun, but obviously quick conversation. But yeah, Yellowstone, as it is the #1 show in the U.S., is really, really exciting. But yes, to answer your question, our skill level going into Yellowstone was vastly different than what it is now. We all had, a little bit of experience riding horses, but nothing could possibly prepare you for the amount of work, physical work that it actually is to be a cowboy in a very limited way. I don't think any of us would say that we're actual cowboys. However, if we had a resume for a job interview, I think we definitely would say we're expert, but we would never consider ourselves like, real cowboys, because they're the ones that are doing the real work. So it's been a fascinating ride. And, as the seasons go on, Taylor continues to write, more and more challenging activities for us to do. So it's really exciting to kind of get our opportunity to do this really physical work.
That's fantastic. Okay, so I do want to know, though, Denim, if you ever decided to retire from performance, would you consider applying at a dude ranch? Because you mentioned resume.
Yeah, it's just the getting up at like 5 in the morning type of thing is just not really me. If they could maybe have the sun start coming up around maybe 11 a.m., maybe we might have something to talk about.
Okay, so we got to shift the sunlight in order for that to happen.
How is your life? How dramatic has your life changed since you've been on the show? And when do people stop you and say, "Oh my God, you're Colby"?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been quite a whirlwind, but it's a blessing. As a child, you kind of like you watch different shows and you see interviews and you kind of see how fans react, to these artists that you've always kind of admired and tried to emulate, growing up. And so to now be in those different places where you're walking around like Times Square in New York and people are crossing the street and saying things, or going through airports and all these other things, it's really, really surreal. And I don't know that it's really hit me yet to the extent of how successful the show has been. But I'm really, really excited for all of my friends now that are on the show, that they're really getting, their flowers, if you will. And so it has been a very, very different experience now. But the show has drastically changed our lives, and I definitely do not take that for granted.
That's wonderful.
I do want to know. I know you can't give any spoilers, like April had mentioned, but are there any teasers that you can at least give right now?
Yeah, there's more cows and a lot more horse riding.
Okay.
Not fair.
Thank you.
Not
that
fair.
really doesn't tell me much, April. Okay. All right.
Well, I have to know, what are you doing in Zambia?
Yeah, so I have a studio in Botswana, and so it's called Kumo Studios, which is this. And so Kumo Studios we're actually now in Zambia. We're doing a 2-day masterclass Friday and Saturday, where we're teaching the acting, art, and entertainment, but also the business of acting at the University of Zambia. So we have about 135 people that are going to be showing up for this 2-day event. And we're also working with some government officials and things like that to be able to help promote more art and entertainment movement here in Africa. So it's something that I'm really, really excited about. So I've been here for a week, a lot of videos, a lot of interviews. I'm actually going to be leaving this interview and going to an in-studio interview right after this. So it's, it's really, really exciting. So yeah, but that's why I'm here in Zambia.
That's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, Denim, to hear how you're using your megaphone to help amplify a love of the arts globally. Like, that's incredible. Congratulations to you.
Yeah. Thank you, I appreciate that.
Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much, and I look forward to talking to you all again.
All right, take care, Denim.